tables, and then we will do conditional formatting. We will do a lookup function, histogram, and then scenario manager. So let's start with the table first. Um, so the question is, apply subtotals for each category and material and return the total for total units. Let's change it to total bag sales because I want to see the total amount that I have earned. Total bag sales. Okay, so to do that, first you have to remember some basic rules of subtotaling. Number one rule, you have to make sure that whichever columns, based on whichever columns you want to have the subtotals, those columns have to be sorted either in ascending or descending order. If they are not sorted, then your data will not be accurate. For example, let's look at, so right now they are already sorted. I am going to change the sort so that these are not sorted based on category and materials. So you will notice that backpacks are not put together here. So what will happen if you subtotal now without sorting it? I set the category sum total bag sales. What will happen that whenever the category name changes from one to the other, it gives you a subtotal. But that is not actually correct because this is not the subtotal for backpack, although it seems like, but here you see the backpack total again, then again, and so on. Which means you did a mistake. You subtotaled even before they were in the right format. So now, because I know that I want to have a subtotal for each category, and within each category, I want it for each material, I am going to sort using this sort button because I want to sort on multiple levels. So the first one is going to be make sure when you select this one, you're in the right selection here. Only then you will see the right names. So my first one is going to be category. Then the next one is materials and okay. Number two rule for this one is that this should not be a table. This should not be a table. If it is a table, for example, so I'm going to change it into a table just to show you what will happen. If it is a table and now you decide to add a subtotal, you cannot do that. So if you see that it is a table and they have asked you to have subtotals within the table, make sure you change the table into a normal range first. So for that, I go to table design, convert to normal range. And then you can change the subtotals. Actually, I should have named this one as subtotals, not tables. Okay, now let's go back to the subtotal. I can see the subtotal now. I want to see subtotal for at each change in category. That means that whenever the category name changes from one to the other, it will give you subtotal there. And that sounds okay. What do you want to do in subtotal? I want to sum. Which field do you want to sum? Total bag sales in wholesale and retail. Or let's just do the total bag sales. And also the sales retail and sales wholesale. So these three I'm interested to do. 1, 2, 3. Click OK. When you do that, you will notice that as of now, they are just giving you the total subtotal for category only. They are not giving you subtotal for material. That is because we did not apply for material yet. To apply for material, you click on the subtotal button again, and then Instead of category, you select material. But this time you have to change something here. It says replace current subtotals. Now, because I still want to see the category total as well, I will uncheck this box because I do not want to replace. I just want to add this subtotal as an extra. I click OK. Now I see subtotal for each category also and for each material also. So this one is a good example. For the handbag, leather, then the next one, and then the next one, and so on. So this is what was asked from us. Group the columns using an Excel feature. Now, I don't know how this question can be framed for the MOS exam, but this is grouping and ungrouping. So on the left hand side, you will see 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 we use when we want to collapse the whole data. We just want to see the grand total. 2 we click when we want to see the subtotals of the category. 3, it depends how many subtotals you have. If you have more, the numbers will also increase. These minus plus are expand and collapse button. But what you can do, another thing is auto outline. So if they ask you to group the columns using an Excel feature, you go to the group. You can use auto outline. You can use auto outline, or you can also group columns. So if I click on group columns, wherever they see this button, it is going to, so they will add it automatically. So because I click on this one, they added the group button here. If I click here again, they will add a button over here. So this is how you group or ungroup, and you can add auto outline also. Next one, apply conditional formatting so that it shows red flag wherever the total bag sales are less than 200,000. So I want to apply conditional formatting on total bag sales such that it shows a red flag. Otherwise, no icon. So wherever it is greater than 200,000, a red flag should be shown. Otherwise, no icon should be shown. So we are going to select this data. We will go to conditional formatting. We want to apply icon. Search for the flags. When you search for the flags, when you click, they will apply automatically for you. This is the easiest way. You can go do this through manage rules directly through new rules and adding the icon sets. But first I would like to, add the icon, and then I will just edit this one. Now what the rule is that if it is greater than 200,000, then it should be red icon. You have the option to change the icons from here. So either you can reverse icon order or you can delete icons and so on. My rule is that if it is greater than 200,000, so make sure you change the value to number 200,000. If it is greater than or equal to 200,000, then the icon is red flag. Otherwise, it is going to be no icon. This is also okay. Sorry, I just got confused too. I'm just looking for if we have just the two options here. I have like the red, yellow, and green, so I'll just choose that one and change this to 200,000 and rest is I'll just keep it empty, or I can just change it to no icon cell. This one is red. And we can check the answer. How do we check the answer? Go back. Whenever it is greater than or equal to 200,000, it is red. Otherwise, it has no icon at all. And that's it. Then the next one, the number of rows that have sold retail equal to or more than 100. The number of rows that have sold the retail unit sold retail. Okay, so this one is the unit sold retail. I want to display, so whenever the unit sold is more than 100. Now for this one, I'm going to remove the subtotals because otherwise it will count the subtotals as well. When you see this question, this will not be just like the way I have put it here. It will be something different. So that's why I'm going to modify this a bit to remove all the subtotals. Now, because you want to count the rows, I want to see number of rows. So we are going to use count. Now these counts are very different. Just the count we use when we want to count numbers. It means if it has some alphabets or any other special characters in it, it cannot count that. Count A can count numbers also or any characters also. But I'm okay to use count in this case because it has only numbers. Now I want to count only if they were equal to or more than 100. So with the count, I'm going to use count if. So count if has just two arguments in it. The range. Range is which range do you want to count? I want to count this range. Criteria. What's the criteria? Equal to or greater than. And that's it. There are 13 rows in which the units sold were more than 100. And you can see that here. So which function did I use? I used count if. First, I selected the range from which I want to count the values, and I told which values I want to count, which are greater than and equal to 100. Next, display the single largest wholesale bag sales amount based on category and type given in the following cells. I want to have the maximum value for handbag and for the W type category. For the handbag category and the W type. Now, because they said single largest, in this case, we can use max. But if it was not single, it was like the top two, then you will have to use the function like large along with the sequence or something like that. So let's use the max here. Max. But now I have two conditions. I want to display the maximum for handbag as well as for W. So I will use max ifs. Max rate. When you click on the more arguments, the more arguments will start showing up. Max range, single largest wholesale bag sales. So max range is wholesale bag sales. So this is my range. Criteria range. Now criteria range and then the criteria. How do I get to know what's my criteria range? By looking at the criteria. Handbag. So my criteria range has to be a column where handbag is there. So all the category names are in here, and here I have handbag also. So my criteria, handbag. Criteria range 2, I get to know what to input for criteria range by looking at the second criteria, W. Which column has W's in it? Type. So this is the criteria range, and my criteria is W. And that's it. You will get the highest wholesale bag value where category is handbag and it is W. And now you just change the value from here. Now, for example, you're not interested in handbag. You want it to be messenger. The value will change here for messenger, and so on. So this one was for subtotals, formats, and some functions. This labeling is not like accurate completely because I just gave names for me to understand, but there are like lots of other things also going on in these worksheets. Then moving on to conditional formatting and lookup. This one is also very important. I'm going to start with, first of all, completing this cell. Now what I have some students, roll number, name, their score. These two columns are blank. Now the question is given here already. They have given that the pass marks is 50. If someone has scored 50 or above, then they are passing, otherwise they are failing. Assign grades to the students. Grading scheme is given on the right hand side. And let's start with applying the grading scheme first of all. If you will notice here, these grades do not match exactly with these ones. Of course, because not everyone can score like the 30, 40, 50, like the exact number. They will score somewhere in between. But they should be getting scores. They should be getting their grade based on whatever score they are getting. In this case, we can either use vlookup. Why vlookup? Because the output, the data from which we're getting the value is vertical, or we can use xlookup as well. Let's try to use vlookup first. Lookup value is the value that you have to look for. Now this one is really confusing for some students. Usually they select the enrollment number, but that is wrong. What grade you get does not matter with what enrollment number you have. It matters with what score you have. So that's why the lookup value that you have to look for is actually the score. Then the table array. Table array is where do you want to look for the value? I want to look for the value from here. And I will make sure that I make this fixed because that's what I want, because if I drag these values down, I don't want this table to change its position. Column index number in this table is going to be 1. The grade that I want to display is second column, so 2. Now this one is very important, the range lookup. If you leave it blank, then also it's okay, either or you push through here. False means that it is going to find the exact match, which means if 56, they are not able to find 56, they will not return any value. So either leave it blank or type true in here, and that's it. You get the value. You see that is exact. So how do they do it? If it is less, it is 0 or less, F, if it is between 0 and 30, then F, between 30 and 40, then D, and so on. Between 90 and above, then E plus. Now, the other way to do this is you can use xlookup. If it is specifically mentioned that they want you to use xlookup or the vlookup is not working for some reason, you can use xlookup as well. The lookup value, again this, the lookup array. Xlookup is a little different. You select the lookup value and then you select the lookup array. In this, you do not have the whole table array thing. So that is the difference. And for that, you don't have to remember the column number or row number. Lookup array means you just select the column which has the value that you are looking for. Return array is you select the column from which you want to return the value. Make sure these columns starting position is same for both, which means lookup array selection is starting from 9. This also is starting from 9 until 15 until 15. And that's it. If you want to see what to input in the if not and match mode, you can try that from here. That is from exact match. So if you do not input anything, it is going to be exact match, and that is the reason you are not getting any values. I want exact match or next smaller item or next smaller item. If it is 15, if you're getting 15, then it should go to the 0 and should be graded as F. So search mode, search from first to last, so I can just leave this blank. So that's it. Let me see, what did I do wrong? Okay, all right, I understood. So please don't do this mistake. Make sure that your values are not. And that's the best thing about this exam. You can check what is going on, right? You can check the values. You can match your answers to see if everything is going okay. If it is not, you can always change it. Okay, now pass and fail. This is like a normal, so I want to display pass and fail. So this is like a normal if function. If this is greater than equal to 50, then the true value is going to be pass. Otherwise, it is fail. And that's it. This question is still not complete because I have to do the conditional formatting also. Now, I want to apply conditional formatting so that the name is colored in green or red. Apply the rule in such a way that it is applied for the new students who will be added to the list. Now, not only that, they don't want me to apply the conditional formatting on just these cells. They want to apply if any new students also show up in this. So, and also how it is little different. I want these cells to be highlighted, but based on what is in this area. So you always select the column which you want. Select this column, go to conditional formatting, new rule, format. I select the column based on which I want to apply this rule. In this case, I'm going to select the very first one because that is my starting point in this case. I will remove the dollar so that it changes the row in each whenever you move down. If it is equal to pass, then format the font color to green, and that's it. You will see that it says this color whenever the student is passing. Now, if you just add another word here, what will happen? It is going to have these some values here. Now it is not colored in, like you don't have a name here, that's why you don't see it. But if you have a name, you will see that that is going to be colored. All right, and then the next rule is going to be for fail. I still start with this one, remove the dollar from here. If it is equal to fail, then the color is supposed to be red. And that's it. So by doing this, you have applied the rule in such a way that it is applied for the new students who will be added in the list later on. So if that is my roll number and my name is ABC and I scored 25, based on that, this one will be colored and so on. Okay, the next question is apply a custom number format on the number column so that the number displays as the pound key 000123455. That means in front of it, I want one hashtag and 3 zeros. So for that, you go to the custom number format. In the custom number, this is the area where you will have to type something. Whatever you want to type, whatever you want to have here, you need to type that in the double quotes. I want a hashtag and then I want 3 zeros. And at the end, I type another hashtag. And that's it. I just want to try something different. What if I just put them together? That also works. So whatever you want has to be in the double quotes, and then at the end put the pound key again. So I want one hashtag and 3 zeros. I put that in double quotes, and then at the end put the pound key again. That is without the double quotes, and you get the value. So whatever you will enter, that will be in this format, but the pound key and 3 zeros will be added automatically. Then the next question is remove duplicates. Based on the ID number, keep the highest score. Keep the highest score. If you notice, I have two Bobs here. One has scored 56 and one has scored 70. I have decided to remove the duplicates. Now to remove the duplicates, I will go to the data, remove duplicates. Based on what you want to remove, I want to remove based on the roll number. Okay, then I click OK. But what happens? They deleted the latest one. The latest one they had deleted. So Bob 56 and the other one was Bob 70. But notice what they say here. I want to keep the highest score, but we did the opposite. We did the opposite. We removed the highest score. Now, whenever you remove duplicates, they always remove the one that is at the end. Now, if you want to remove the highest score, the best method is you arrange the score into largest to smallest so that the largest Bob comes up and the smallest comes down. Then you go to the remove duplicates and just the number. And in this case, the Bob, the other one will be removed. Okay, and that's it. Then let's go to the histogram. I want to add a histogram based on the number of absences with bin width of 3. Now, why I have mentioned to use the Excel built-in histogram for this? Because this is what I noticed, that the analysis toolbar was not available for the Microsoft Excel exam. Even if I tried to load it by going in this area, I was not able to add the load in analysis tool. In fact, I was not able to click on this one. So that is why I assume that they want to use the inbuilt histogram here. So I'm going to select the absences from here and then go to the recommended charts, all charts, then you will go to histogram, and that's it. I'm going to have it on the top somewhere around here. Then the other part where they say have the width of 3. Now you can open the format axis and you can change the bin width from here also. So bin width is supposed to be 3. So I will just add 3 here and that's it. And that is the question. This is the histogram with number of absences from 0 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, and 9 to 12, and so on. You can change the chart title if they ask you to. And that's it. Then the next question, I just want to see how many are left. Okay, the next question is scenario. You are given 4 products here, or the region, the number of units you have, price per unit, and the total sales. Create a scenario named more units. So that is how I create a scenario. I go to the data, what if analysis, scenario manager, and click on add. My new scenario name is more units. That changes the value of East region units. This is the East region units to 1000. By changing cells. So now they asked me, what are the changing cells? The changing cells are units. That's okay. And now enter the value for the changing cell. So what should be the changing cell? It should be 1000. Why we do scenarios? Because we want to see what will happen if this value is changed to this. Now I'm assuming that I need to increase the sales or the number of units in the East region. And what will happen if I do that? If I do that, now if you want to show the scenario, you click and show, and the values will change over here. And that's it. Okay, next video I will be focusing on this one, that is the random allocation. All of these questions are actually very, very important for the MOS exam because they are like some very similar to what I saw on the MOS when I did myself. Then we will do the charts, dates, with tables, macros, and file settings. So we are just left with this thing now.